In Portland, Oregon, the past whispers through antique shops and weekend estate sales. Among forgotten treasures and faded photographs, remnants of lives once lived wait for new owners. But in September 2001, one simple wooden box would prove that some bargains exact a price no amount of money can repay. The estate sale seemed ordinary enough. Havela, a 103-year-old Holocaust survivor, had passed away, and her granddaughter was clearing out decades of accumulated memories from the southeast Portland home. Kevin Mannis, a local antique dealer, was browsing the tables when he noticed it, an elegant, handcrafted wine box sitting alone as if the other items had unconsciously moved away from it. When he inquired about the price, the granddaughter's face went pale. "You don't want that box," she whispered. Her hands were trembling. "My grandmother said it holds a Dybbuk, a malicious spirit from the old country. She made me promise to never open it, never sell it, never give it away." Kevin offered $20. She refused. 30, 40, still nothing. Finally, desperation crept into her voice. "My grandmother escaped the camps with that box. She said it was the most evil thing she had ever encountered. She kept it sealed for 60 years and made me swear to bury it with her." Kevin left empty-handed, but couldn't forget the mysterious box. The next day, worn down by his persistence, or perhaps by something else, I don't know, the granddaughter finally relented. As she handed him the box, her final words would echo in his mind for years. "Whatever happens now is not my fault. I tried to warn you." Back in his downtown Portland shop, Kevin admired his purchase. The old-growth cedar has matured, masterfully crafted with intricate brass hinges and Hebrew inscriptions carved into the lid. Inside, he found Havela's belongings exactly as she had left them. 2 locks of hair bound with a cord, a granite slab etched with Hebrew letters, a dried rose, a brass candlestick, and a small golden wine goblet. The first night changed everything. The shop's temperature plummeted 20 degrees. Items crashed from the shelves, and the box seemed to pulse with its own heartbeat. The next morning brought Kevin's first customer, a young woman seeking a gift for her grandmother. She was immediately drawn to the box, purchasing it for $45. 3 hours later, she returned, terror etched in her face. "My grandmother won't stop screaming," she whispered. "She says there's something evil watching her from inside the box." As Kevin refunded her the money, the woman's parting words chilled him. "Whatever's in that box doesn't want to be owned. It wants to own." Over 6 months, Kevin sold the box 4 more times. Each buyer returned it with identical stories: unexplained phenomena, crushing dread, and the sensation of malevolent eyes watching from within. Everything changed on Halloween 2001 when Kevin gave the box to his 80-year-old mother as a birthday gift. Her reaction was immediate and violent. She began screaming in an unknown language, her eyes rolling back to show only the whites, clawing at invisible attackers. When she collapsed, she whispered one word repeatedly: "Dybbuk." The doctors called it a massive stroke. Kevin knew better. His vibrant, healthy mother was now trapped in a failing body, able to communicate only through blinks and tears. What followed tested Kevin's sanity. Nightly, the same nightmare plagued him: a skeletal woman with hollow eyes reaching from within the box, whispering in Hebrew. He'd wake with unexplained scratches and the acrid smell of cat urine, though he owned no cats. His home became a battleground of supernatural activity. Lights flickered at his approach. Doors slammed without cause. Dead insects appeared arranged in Hebrew letters throughout his house. Neighbors complained about rotting flesh, odors emanating from his property, though no source could be found. Kevin's health deteriorated rapidly. Persistent coughing, hair loss, 30 pounds shed in 2 months. His blood work showed impossible results, as if his body fought an infection that didn't exist. His profitable antique business crumbled as customers fled, claiming the shop felt wrong. Friends and family avoided him, saying he looked different, older, more haggard, with eyes that seemed to see through them. Desperate research led Kevin to rabbis and folklore experts. Their findings terrified him. A Dybbuk is the malevolent spirit of the dead, attaching itself to objects or people. Think like a Horcrux. Once awakened, it seeks to possess the living and spread its influence. Few modern practitioners know the ritual to stop it. By February 2003, Kevin was broken. His business was failing, his health declining, convinced something was slowly killing him. He decided on a radical approach. Sell the box on eBay, but tell the complete horrifying truth. His detailed listing described every terrifying moment the box had brought into his life. He expected no bidders. Instead, the auction attracted dozens, selling for $280 to Yosef Nietsky, a Missouri college student fascinated by the paranormal. As the box left his possession, Kevin felt immediate relief. The oppressive atmosphere had lifted. His health improved. The nightmare he thought was over. For him, perhaps. For Yosef, it was just beginning. Unlike Kevin, Yosef was prepared for supernatural phenomena, a student of the occult, confident he could handle whatever the box contained. The confidence lasted exactly one night, though. Within hours, his dorm room reeked of flowers and decay. The box sat open, though he remembered closing it. Its contents were arranged in a pattern he didn't recognize, but somehow understood was deeply wrong. The second night brought a visitor, an elderly woman in tattered clothes, her eyes black, voids in a face that shifted between flesh and shadow. She spoke in Hebrew, words Yosef didn't understand, but that filled him with paralyzing terror. By the third night, his roommate had fled. Other students avoided their floor entirely. When Yosef's mother visited for Parents' Weekend, she took one look at the box and wept uncontrollably. "My mother survived the camps," she told him. "She would have recognized this evil. How could you bring such darkness into your life?" That night, Yosef repackaged the box and returned it to Kevin with a simple note: "I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry." When the box returned in October 2003, Kevin was no longer the same man. The months of freedom had shown him life without constant malevolent presence. He couldn't keep it, but selling it felt like passing along a death sentence. The box moved through a chain of collectors, each experiencing identical phenomena. Finally, museum curator Jason Haxton acquired it in 2004. Convinced this academic approach could contain whatever force it had harbored, Haxton commissioned a special container lined with gold and inscribed with protective symbols. Even locked away, the box continued its influence. He developed unexplainable autoimmune problems. His marriage nearly crumbled. His children refused to visit. He experienced what he called waking nightmares, visions of Holocaust suffering, of darkness that had somehow survived the camps and found a new home. In 2012, Hollywood adapted Kevin's story into The Possession. Fame brought scrutiny. Skeptics claimed Kevin had fabricated everything for profit. Others suggested psychological phenomena, the power of suggestion creating patterns from chaos. But believers knew better. They had seen the evidence, felt the presence, experienced what it meant to own something that refused to be owned. Jason Haxton consulted rabbis and scholars who confirmed his suspicions. The box was authentic, its spirit real. More disturbing, the Dybbuk was growing stronger each year, fed by attention and fear. The Dybbuk Box remains in secure storage today, its location known to few. Jason Haxton refuses to discuss its whereabouts, saying only that it's contained but not defeated. But containment isn't banishment. Those who have encountered the box understand that some evils are too persistent to lock away forever. The box represents more than a ghost story. It embodies the power of human suffering to transcend death, seeking new hosts, new victims, new ways to spread its influence. The Holocaust may have ended, but the evil it unleashed found a new way to survive, in a simple wooden box that travels from owner to owner, carrying the weight of unimaginable suffering and the promise of more to come. Some purchases change your life. others change your soul. The most frightening aspect of the Dybbuk Box isn't what it contains, it's what it reveals about evil's persistence in our world. True horror isn't about monsters or demons. It's the realization that some darkness can never be destroyed, only passed along to the next unsuspecting victim. I'm Jorge, and this is Jorge's House of Horrors.